almost chose to not rant this week because what I'm going to talk about is something that is like legitimately upsetting me. Not that my rants are not things that are normally upsetting me. They are. They're things that are like bothering me or I think are annoying or I think are stupid. This is something that has been upsetting me all week. And for those of you who know me outside of like this little Instagram world, you know how well I do with like real emotions. So we're going to just leave it at that. It's something that I'm super, super upset about. We're going to talk through it. And I'm not going into this week with really any executable points. I normally, because of just who I am as a person, have like a bullet pointed, here are the points I want to make. I'm telling you this story. Tell me what you think about it. I think it's super fucked up. I think it's really disgusting. Yeah, and we'll go from there. So, you guys probably know I've written articles on it, and there was an interview that came out a couple of weeks ago around my wife and I, our second parent adoption journey. Second parent adoption, real fast, catch you up to speed, basically means that the non-biological parent in a same-sex relationship, in any relationship I guess, but it's targeted at gay people. What? Gotcha, saw it. The non-biological parent in a same-sex couple has to legally adopt their baby. So, a little bit more detail. My wife, Katie, who you've all met on here, carried our daughter, Lily. She went through the IOI process, she carried Lily, she got pregnant, and pushed her on out. Me, I sort of stood there and was like, that's a lot of blood. That was my job. Anyway, what's happened since then is the second parent adoption process, and we hired a lawyer, as I shared in the interview I did with my very, very sweet friend Sandra, who wanted to bring it to light, is my old company paid for my legal fees. So we have this lawyer that we're sort of tethered to at this point, and please, 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 please do not comment on this and be like, you need new representation. I feel you. We are a year into this process. We just need it to be done. We just need it to be done. Unless there is somebody out there who's like, I can get this done for you right away, please don't bother telling me we need new representation. This lawyer fucking sucks. She sucks. I think even outside of this specific scenario, she strikes me as somebody who's an incredibly detached human being. She doesn't have any warmth in her. Not that you'd meet me and be like, oh, what a kitten, I want to snuggle her, but like, there's no connection. Like, you can't have a conversation with her. She has no idea about the magnitude of this process, that like, I've been called a step parent on the internet. Like, she has no idea about any of this stuff. Like, she just doesn't get it. And again, like I said in my article, there's nothing wrong with being a step parent. Like I said in the interview, step parents should be celebrated. That's just not what I am. It's not what I am. I am on my daughter's birth certificate. I have been there since the beginning. My wife and I are legally married. We own a home together. That's just not what I am. So this woman has been just super unhelpful. And when we first started this process in the middle of last year, we were told, like, hey, the courts are really slow because of COVID and we don't know how long it's going to take and all this stuff. And we said, oh, whatever, like, let's just get it filed and get it done. Part of that process was I had to go through like this full physical exam, nothing weird, just a physical. Turns out I'm healthy, good for me. And I had to get fingerprinted, like a criminal. So I sent all that stuff in, no problem, done. This was probably done by last June, so like June 2020. Cut to now, cut to this week. I follow up with this woman via email, probably every 2 weeks, just saying, hey there, checking in, any update. Normally her response is still waiting on a court date. At a certain point in the last probably 2 months, she stopped answering me. Totally stopped answering me. Terrific. So I'm already annoyed by that. I'm just sort of assuming though that we're waiting for this court date and there's just no update, so I'm giving the benefit of the doubt. Fine. I get an email from her this week that is in response to a checking in email that I sent to her a few weeks ago, and it says, please be advised that the court requires your fingerprints and a letter from your doctor. Okay, so I wrote back and I said, well, just to remind you, I actually sent you my fingerprints, hold on, let me just do the math, a fucking year ago. I sent you my fingerprints a long time ago. Maybe not a full year, but pretty close to it. Essentially, you have them. You have all the stuff. And letter from my doctor, what doctor, and what do you need to say? Thank you very much. So she writes back, sorry to say, yes, your fingerprints have expired, which, what? Did my hand, I don't know, did my, like, hands change or something? I didn't know about that, but okay, whatever. Your fingerprints have expired, and we need a letter from the doctor who inseminated your wife. Okay, fine. No problem, I'll get my fingerprints redone. Again, though, what do you need the letter to say? And here's where I thought about driving to her office and just, like, cracking her head off. This bitch wrote back to me and said, we need the letter to say that you used an anonymous person and that you don't know who the baby's father is. Baby's what? I'm sorry, just one more. The baby's father. Hey, bitch, she doesn't have a father. She has 2 moms. What? Yeah, 2 moms, believe it or not. When 2 women fall in love, they make 1 baby. Or 2 babies, I don't know. We'll see how it all goes. But 1 baby right now. It's our baby. She does not have a father. What? So I am the type of person that really tries to let words roll off of me, because I think that people say things a lot of times and the intent is very, very different than what comes out of their mouth. I couldn't let this one go. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, and I should have printed it to just, like, read verbatim what she wrote, I actually think she said your daughter's father instead of, like, the baby's father. I think she said you don't know who your daughter's father is, as if my wife was, like, knocked up by some stranger, produced this baby, and I was like, I'll take it. Nah, bitch, that's not how it happened. So I very simply wrote back. I took a deep breath, said, okay, Jess, be mature. And all I wrote back was, donor, period, send. Now, I haven't heard from her since then. I went to go get fingerprinted today, and I was informed that it was for the surrogate court. I don't really know what that means, but again, I felt like a criminal when they were sort of, like, doing all my fingerprints, and it's heavy. It's really, really heavy stuff. And again, I don't have any, like, sage words of wisdom or, like, points that I was trying to make today, but I think for me, like, why is this still a thing? That's really what I, like, want people to weigh in on. Like, I want to hear your opinions. Why is this a thing? Second parent adoption. It makes no sense. Again, I am on my daughter's birth certificate. I paid for the fertility treatments. My wife and I have been legally married. We're actually together 10 years today, so happy anniversary. Why do I need to legally adopt my own daughter? Because to me, it's like, it's as many knives as, like, Caesar gets stabbed with every time I think about it. And then to hear some bitch who has been working with us for about a year still refer to the donor as my daughter's father, it just, like, put me over the fucking edge. So, I don't know. I got nothing else going on. We have some cool shit going on at Shit Moms Won't Say this week. We have Dr. Logan Levkoff coming on Monday night at 8. Maybe I should call her. She's a therapist. I don't know. Or, my therapist watches this show. I'll just call her. She'll have a lot to say, I'm sure. She's gonna tell me, like, I don't know, forgive, forget, move on. Actually, she's pretty cool. She's gonna tell me to go kick the shit out of her. But I won't. Anyway, have a great weekend. Do not call my daughter's sperm donor her father. All he is to us is a little vial. And the man that I found in the Google image searches, even though I wasn't supposed to. Okay, everyone, have a great weekend, and bye!